Talent is something that we all have. No matter what that talent is, we all have that one thing that we're better at than anything else that we can accomplish. But most of the times these talents are useless, something that we'll never ever use in our life ever. So when looking at the YouTuber Sneako, someone who is really talented at something very useful, video making, it's sad to see the path that he's just gone through. How he came from such a great video maker, such an artistic person, to becoming such a terrible person, and eventually getting banned off the platform. So I want to talk about Sneako and how he went down this bad path and what I have learned from what he has gone through. Now Sneako was a YouTuber who talked about basically whatever was on his mind. Even when he was a teenager, he was making videos about Obama's gun control and stuff like that. Anything that he could come up with, he would just make videos on it. And at first these weren't doing well, but as he was making more and more of them and making them better and better, more people started watching. He started adding more artistic craft into his videos. This amassed him to around 500,000 subscribers simply because people wanted to watch his videos. So when I say that he got banned, you're probably wondering what he did, because he seems like an amazing guy. He followed the red pill. Now the red pill is basically an analogy. It's a term that comes from the movie The Matrix, where the Keanu Reeves has a choice to either pick the blue pill or the red pill. The red pill giving him the truth, because they live in a simulation. And Andrew Tate fans use this as a way to call themselves, oh, the truth speakers, going against the truth deniers, trying to stop them. Now, if you don't know who Andrew Tate is, he's basically like the leader of this movement, you know? He believes about misoginistic views. He believes, oh, look at these woke people trying to control our children, dumb stuff like that. He recently got locked up for human trafficking allegations, so you know that if that doesn't show how bad of a person he is, I don't know what will. Anyway, Sneako believed in this, but what led up to him believing in it is pretty weird. Now Sneako, up until a year ago, was very open-minded. Now he did have a lot of views that he has to this day, but he wasn't as extreme about it. He expanded on why he believed it and gave good points. But now he just yells, just dumb stuff. And what led up to this was basically he broke up with his girlfriend, and he also got into beef with this person who commented something. This basically led to him churning and basically becoming this extreme person and a misogynistic person, even admitting that he hates women.
Men objectify women. That's the point of going out and women living a lie. We go out so that women can look like objects and then we give them attention. That's what it is. And you're like, but women are queens and should be looked at for their personality. No, you need to be a woman needs to be an object of beauty, you fucking idiot. This is evolution. This is basic biology. Your liberal bullshit is not going to forward the human race. It's going to make men into pussies, and it's going to make women stronger.
My guess is he's just mad he broke up, so to retaliate, he just hates all women now. Oh, she won't date me, no one will. That mentality. And also how he got into beef with that person in the comments, making people churn on him. Things like that all added up to him going onto the red pill side and discovering Andrew Tate and becoming basically an Andrew Tate fanboy. For loyal viewers who've been watching him for years, this was very sad to see, because they saw someone who was so good at making videos just become a terrible person who all they did was live stream and react to content instead of actually doing something useful. Now, I found Sneako a long time ago. I found him when I was watching this Mr. Beast video that he was in, because Mr. Beast watched Sneako while he was small and while Mr. Beast himself was small as well. So they knew each other, and he invited him for one video where he hired him as one of Mr. Beast's friends, but then it didn't work out, so they split. Sneako, during the pandemic, made a video about his experience with Mr. Beast. This was, I would say, around the beginning of the pandemic, somewhere around there. I don't quite remember. The videos are deleted now because his channel's gone. But I saw this video after seeing him in the Mr. Beast video because I want to know who was this guy. And that's how I found him. But I kind of forgot about him because I only watched him for like a week and then he just kind of left my mind. So when I was seeing these Sigma male idiots, or you know, he's like, we need to get rid of the agenda that the woke people need to give us. You know, I would see him, but I wouldn't quite recognize him. I just thought he was another one of those guys. And then I saw this video where I think it was some guy talking about how old Mr. Beast members and why they left. And the guy in the video talked about Sneako because he appeared in one video. And then I just got this like moment where I realized This whole time I was seeing this guy that I used to watch, and he was just in front of here. But I didn't recognize him because he just turned into such a horrible person. My mind didn't think it was the same person who was just this wise guy. That's what prompted me to make this video, because I rewatched this Mr. Beast video and saw how amazing it was. And just to see how far he's come down. Sneako wasted an opportunity. He had a loyal viewership who were as smart as him, and he wasted it. Instead to get all these lonely men who simply are insecure about their life, so they gravitate onto these Andrew Tate people because the women don't come for me because they don't want me. It's because of the political agenda. Dumb stuff like that. And that's what he gravitated. Instead of getting viewers who actually had brain cells, he opted for these very young and impressionable people who he knew that he could manipulate, therefore get more views in the meantime. And this red pill content is terrible for the minds of the people, because what it's basically teaching is that you have to be a certain way or else you can't be well. Now they frame themselves as these free speech. You should be able to say whatever you want. But if you actually look at what they believe, that's not true at all. Like, they believe that the whole LGBTQ, pride thing, which in my opinion is a good thing because it's people expressing what they believe. But no, to these people, that's not okay because it's pulling a leftist agenda. And that's where the red pill comes in, because they're like, this isn't the truth. I know the truth. I'm gonna escape out the matrix. It's brain numbing to hear this stuff. I mean, just think this through. All of this is a right-wing mindset. And for people who really believe freedom of speech, I can do whatever you want, it's kind of ironic that they're fighting against people doing whatever they want. Like, have you ever thought about that? These people are basically saying you can't do what you want, and then saying that it's freedom. That makes no sense. And then he gets banned and goes, oh look, YouTube with their leftist agenda. Like, no, it's not YouTube with their leftist agenda. You're literally telling people to not let people do whatever they want. You're being a misogynist. You're literally saying you're hating women. Don't be surprised that you got banned. You know exactly why you got banned. All I'm trying to say is that don't be surprised why you got banned. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's this guy, I don't know his name, he's like this short, white 18-year-old guy, somewhere around there. He looks like he's 18, I think. He basically is a white supremacist. He's a hard Trump supporter. He's a neo-Nazi, therefore he's anti-Semitic. And Sneako looks up to this guy like he's God, and Ori's invited him to his streams when he used to live stream on YouTube. I'm just saying, this guy that you're inviting is obviously a terrible person. So don't be surprised that you're getting banned when this guy who obviously is a hateful person is on your streams. I saw this video where Gideon gave him a reality check. And while Gideon does have opinions I do not agree with, he had a good point. Sneako always made the point saying, oh look, these leftist people are trying to shove this down his throat. But then Gideon said, well, you're trying to shove this whole red pill waking up stuff to people's throats as well. It's so hypocritical for someone who argues against this to do the exact same thing. Sneako turned into a terrible person. He was never like this, but he just chose to take this path. He thinks he's making a point when saying, get off the Instagram, get off the TikTok. But then you just think for a second, aren't you the one getting views from TikTok? Like, you're so hypocritical. You're not making a point if you're going off of what you say is so bad and you need to get off of. Your viewership is on TikTok. You gotta realize that. Your viewership are young people who are just scrolling all day and coincidentally found your content. Those aren't the people who are gonna get off of it. And how much you wanna bet this guy is doing the exact same thing as his viewers? Of course he is. Basically anything that could be seen as woke, leftist agenda, basically all the social media platforms, because this leftist agenda they have, which is basically just common sense. Like when Donald Trump got banned off of Twitter, why do you think he got banned? Because he was interrogating a riot, not because he had a right-wing agenda that we all hated, that is against the rules. It makes no sense for someone this intelligent to believe this. And I deeply believe that Sneako doesn't believe all the extremist things he says. I just think that he's saying this because his viewership agrees with it. My power went out. Well, the audio's gonna be messed up. It's currently, we're going through a storm currently. I don't know where my phone is. Found my phone. Guys, help. Finally, the power's back on. What was I talking about again? I don't remember. All I want to say is that Sneako became a terrible person, and I want to get into what I really learned from him becoming this terrible person. Now, if you think that you're going to be a loyal fan, I want you to do a favor. If you ever see me gain all these right-wing agendas, say stuff that Sneako says, please send me this clip, because I would definitely need a reality check. I would definitely need to know that the opinions I have are simply hurtful to the people of our nation. I would simply need to regain my brain cells. What I learned from Sneako is that chasing clout can often get you to bad places simply because you want more views. But instead of chasing views, you should find your way into the views. Don't try to approach the views. Let the views approach you, because that leads to people who actually want to watch you for what you make, instead of just people who are there because you're against the agenda. All I'm going to say is that Sneako, if you're watching this, you're probably not going to listen. Just go, guys, look, this guy looks like he's 12. Because that's all you do, all you do is, this guy looks funny. Never talk about the opinions. But if you're watching this, just look at yourself and see how terrible you've become, creating a pyramid scheme. All of this, and you're probably not going to listen to this. You're probably just going to go, this guy's boring, guys. This guy's boring. Absolute trash taste. All I'm saying is that reconsider the choices that you have made, because the past choices that you have made are way better than what you have become right now. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so that would be amazing if I could do that. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week.